Okay, fantastic. So we are on day 17 of the 4-week challenge. And in day 17, we before I tell you what we are going to do today, let me just run you through what we have done in the last 16 days so that it will give you a view of where we are today. Okay, let me just share my screen. Okay, here we go. So if you look at the last 16 days, it can be split into 4 weeks. First week was digital literacy and mindset. The second week was engagement and content strategy. Third week was monetization and online products. And fourth week, we are talking about building a solid digital foundation. Let's zoom into the fourth week, what we've been doing now. So yesterday was day 16, and we looked at social media analytics, how why a like, a share, and a comment is important, how it will help you to improve your reach on social media. And today's topic is online presence review. And so this is where we have come in the last 16 days, and today is the 17th day. Let me ask you a question. You're going for a marriage, and you and your spouse are spending a good amount of time in getting ready, making sure that your clothes are neat, clean, and they are tidy, and they are good. You're good looking in your clothes. And what is the reason for doing this? The reason is we want to present ourselves in our best attire, in our best form. And if you ask a friend of yours what he or she perceives you as, the answer most of the times would come saying that if you are a calm natured person, if you ask 100 friend of yours, 100 of your friends as to what is your nature, they'll say that you are calm. You are you're on time, or you're disciplined, or you are lazy. Whatever the perception that your friends have, if I were to put that on a graph, the one perception which everybody carries that gets repeated is who you are, because you may not even know who you are, but then your friends know who you are. The same way, your digital presence over a period of time, people will be able to recognize you by your traits. And it's important to understand what those traits are and work on it beforehand. If you can use the comment section and comment, if you look at a yellow bus traveling from, let's say, Maharashtra to Karnataka, what could be the brand of the bus, or which brand the bus belongs to? Can you guess? Type in the comment section, chat section. I would want to hear from the comments. Yes, that will be VRL. We associate color with a particular brand. And if you look at Indian team, it's in blue, Indian cricket team. And the IPL teams have different shirt colors. We get associated with a color, a font, a way of speaking. In our community, our core values are freedom, health. So freedom, health are important core values of our community. When we speak, we will speak using those core values. And that's where it is very important to take a step back, review what is your branding all about? What message are you giving to your community? So if anything needs to get corrected, it's a good time to start now to correct. The nuances can be very minute. We may not even recognize how a font can impact our customers, but it impacts a lot. So choose a font that you will use, choose a color theme that you will use. So I'll start sharing my screen right now and let you know what this online presence review is all about. So assessing and refining the basic digital presence. So here, there are multiple assets that we have online. For example, in the offline world, the asset would be a building where I stay or where I work or what I wear, what's my hairstyle. In the online world, the similar assets are our website, Google profile, what kind of messaging we do. Whenever we type messages to comment somebody, do we use ampersand instead of a and and? Or do we use shortcut? Uh, is our sentence creation grammatically correct? Or do we use short forms? So all these things are there in people's mind of what you as a brand stand. Now we are extrapolating you as a brand to you as a consultant, you as a service provider. So the same branding techniques will apply to you as a service provider, as a consultant. And hence it is very important to observe what you represent. So this is where I will now bring across the next point. So checking for consistency in branding and messaging. So the first thing that you need to do is, let me show my Facebook page here and show you how where the branding starts. I wish to use these three colors. One is blue, orange, and a purplish kind of color. So these three constitute my brand color. So I will be using these colors whenever I try to portray my brand. And the font, I try to use this font. Now this will be this has to be consistent across the various platforms, across various messages that I give. And make sure that you have basics of where to contact, where can somebody contact, how can they contact you. So that's very important for you to understand. So let's just go back to this. Check for consistency in branding and messaging. Ensure contact information is up to date. In the initial part, it is important for them to reach to you. So hence it becomes very important for you to update your contacts. Now, evaluate the clarity and relevance of the post content. We are all not great copywriters to start with. Majority of us. There are few who are good at writing essays through their school, colleges, and they're good at creating copies or good content for their social media. But if we are getting trained as good copywriters, what we need to do is whenever we write a new post for our content to be posted on social media, we check for its consistency. Right now, if I were to look at my basic, what is my mission statement? If I were to introduce someone, if I want to introduce myself to someone when I'm in an elevator or a lift, I have hardly 20 to 30 seconds of time. And that's called as the elevator pitch. When you're going from the ground floor, let's to the 10th floor, you are with another person who is an influential person, say a CEO. And if you were to sell your services to that person, if you were to tell who you are, whatever you tell to that person in that 20 to 30 seconds is called as elevator pitch. In my case, I would say that, hi, I'm Veer Narayan Kulkarni. I'm the founder and CEO of Holistic Health Society. I help coaches who are in the holistic health space, like yoga teachers, homeopathy doctors, naturopathy doctors, dietitians, them to go online, increase their impact, and double their income. This is my elevator pitch. Now, what is coming out here is my name is coming out, my designation, what I do, whom do I serve, what is my mission. These five things were coming out very clearly. And I keep it consistent across my messages that I do on different platforms and make sure that this consistency is visible to all my stakeholders. Stakeholders are your customers, your vendors, your peers, your colleagues. So that's very important. So that aspect is what I'm trying to tell in this one. Clarity and relevance of the post content, the posted content. The relevance is also important. If you are in the health domain, make sure that you have your posts, 80% of your posts are relevant to that domain. And you can change, let's say 10 to 20%, just to create some interest and keep the subject changing. If you look at my posts for 5 days in a week, I post about the 4-week challenge. Yesterday, I did post, sorry, not yesterday, it was on Sunday, I posted something related to how do I use my kitchen wet waste and convert it into manure. So that's a video which is not directly related to holistic health, but it is somewhere related. But that gave a change from what I have been doing. So it interests your crowd. But make sure that 80% of your content is in line with what you are doing. You might have observed some of your friends just taking some content from wherever they get and then they keep posting it or they keep forwarding it. There is no consistency in what they are forwarding. Sometimes it's a joke, sometimes it's thrashing a politician, sometimes it's praising a different country, sometimes thrashing our own country. The message is not consistent. So, for an online marketer like me and you, we have to be consistent with the message and have to be also clear what kind of clarity you have in that message. If the message is 500 words, try to see if you can make it clear within 100, 200 words so that the attention span of a person on social media these days is for lean forward content. As I told yesterday or a couple of days ago, lean forward content is you sit and you take your mobile and you start scrolling a reel. So, and you don't spend much time on a particular reel. Even though the reel could be 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 90 seconds, you just go through it if it doesn't interest in the first 1 or 2 seconds. Whereas a laid back content is like a YouTube 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes video, where you switch it on, lay back, and then watch the content. Now, more and more people are into lean forward content, which is like reels and quick one. So, your attention span and clarity are very important. What is also important is the hook, the headline that you give to your content. Is it in tune with what you want to tell in your body? Is the hook or the headline captivating so that people would stop by, look at the content, and then move forward? So that's very important. The last thing what I would encourage you to do is whenever you post content, get feedback from your peers, your colleagues, your friends, your family members. Some of them would be giving you uh, feedback just to make you happy, but try to get people who can be good critic about your content. So feedback is very important. As I was telling you that it's very important to be consistent on social media, being there every day, at least one post every day. But that one post, if it is not serving the purpose, then it's going to not attract many people. I've got feedback from people that the camera that I'm using is currently not very clear. So I'm thinking in terms of buying a new camera and installing it here so that the image quality, video quality is good. Had I not got this feedback, I wouldn't even have started thinking on replacing my camera. So the same way goes with your writing style, the colors that you use. There would be people who will look at from different angles. For somebody who is not very keen on design, the looks, whatever you do might look good. For somebody who come from the design background, they would pinpoint the minor changes that you need to do. So have spectrum of friends whom you get your posts validated from. You need not validate and then post. Just make sure that you ask them to validate, look at all the posts that you've done in the last 15 days and comment on it. So that could be a new start to changing where you can improve. So let's go back to the mind map now. So that was my last point. Feedback collection, gather feedback from peers or small audience group, get them in a small Google Meet or a Zoom Meet, ask them to review how it's been going on, what is the perception you're getting about the content that you're posting. So we are on day 17 of the 4-week challenge, and today we looked at online presence review, how and why it is important to be consistent with your messaging, with your branding. Branding involves the color that you use, the font, the style of writing, and how you present yourself. So this was it for today. I look forward to see you on day 18 tomorrow. Have a nice